like out there on the PGA Tour, or at a major championship, such as the U.S. Open, on and off the course, I shamelessly recommend it. Hey, if you don't like such characters as Kenny Lee Puckett, and Donnie Smithern, and Grover Skomer, then you just don't like golf. And if you don't like such ladies as Beverly Tidwell and Janie Ruth Rimmer, then you just don't like shapely adorables. Okay, end of commercial. Gentlemen, play away. And now, Dead Solid Perfect.
Part 1. Air Travel, Pretty Girls, and Happiness. Chapter 1. When I came off the golf course that first afternoon, a bunch of those TV phonies captured me, and I had to go on camera and talk to a guy in a safari suit who looked like he'd just set a new Southern Regional hairspray record. Captain Big Voice, I called him. He was a dandy little jewel. I don't know how I missed marrying him. I married everybody else who stood still long enough. Like one of my intellectual buddies back in Texas used to say, "Kenny, anything you can't fuck up, you'll shit on." After I made it over to the press tent, I told the sports writers I was sorry to be so late, particularly since I was among the tournament leaders. But I'd been trapped by a television interviewer who sat down and crossed his legs, lit up a brushed denim Winston, and recited everything he knew about golf except the history of the alpaca sweater. "Not but two things in the world I don't do about your TV," I said to the writers, "and both of them are care." I figured I'd try and be as amusing as possible for the working press. It's good public relations, they say, to dress up the literary folks. I said, "Hell, man, when I finally got a chance to squeeze a word in on the old 6 o'clock news, I couldn't resist telling everybody about the screamingest damn one-iron anybody ever hit." On the last fairway, I'd caught this one-iron just perfect and bored a hole through the wind. Finished up the round with a birdie 3 on a par 4 hole that's nothing but 2 miles of lonesome road. In case you don't know very much about the game of golf, a good one-iron shot is about as easy to come by as an understanding wife. And a birdie on a tough hole like the 18th at Heavenly Pines is a hell of a lot better than diarrhea. Especially when you're playing in a tournament like the Open Championship of the United States, which is a dignified way to refer to the National Open, the biggest event there is. As I said in the press tent, man, I crawled on that shot like an 18-wheel rig rolling down I-35, just wore it out. And the minute the ball started for that flagstick, I knew the war was over and it was time to call in the boats and piss on the admiral. I hauled out a few other expressions from my gambling days in Texas. Said I'd hit one shot out there, a wind cheater, that was lower to the ground than a Louisiana mud varmint. That damn golf course we were trying to play, Old Heavenly Pines, was stronger than rent, I said. And when I got about halfway through the first round of the Open on Thursday, I started thinking, oh Lord, I don't want the cheese, I just want out of the trap. "And now, for your listening pleasure," I said, "here's a little song I wrote one day in divorce court. Tells you something about my past. It's called, 'If My Heart's Community Property, Then Get Your Mental Cruelty Off My Ass.'" Incidentally, I suppose I ought to explain what I do for a living. I play golf is what I do. I mean, that's it. I'm a touring pro. What this means is, I can play the game good enough to be a member of something called the Tournament Players Division of the Professional Golfers Association of America. It shouldn't take more than 30 seconds to get all of that out of your mouth. See, there's this thing out there in America known as the PGA Tour. It's a whole pile of golf tournaments, about 40 of them, in fact, that are held week after week, all over the country, in which about 150 guys like me compete for roughly $24 million in total prize money every year. Fucking gypsies is what we are. Except, we use deodorant. We start off the first week of January in California, and then we pretty much keep on traveling until it all ends up sometime in October. Then we rest a couple of months and do it all over again. It's back to all those glamour spots like Pebble Beach, Honolulu, New Orleans, Las Vegas, Miami, and Palm Springs, and twice as many Akrons, Greensboros, and Fort Worths. After a while,